Le notizie che giungono dal Nicaragua
News coming from Nicaragua have saddened me, and I cannot help but be concerned about the Bishop Rolando Álvarez, Bishop of Matagalpa, whom I love so much.
a chi voglio tanto bene.
With these words, Pope Francis wanted to reach La Modelo prison in Nicaragua, where Bishop Rolando Álvarez had been in prison a few days before. 26 years in jail, this was the sentence handed down to the Nicaraguan bishop in February 2023 after he refused to be exiled. Bishop Álvarez, known for his defense of human rights and religious freedom, was accused of treason and of spreading false news to destabilize the government of Daniel Ortega. The Catholic Church in Nicaragua has been a target of many attacks. The expulsion of the Apostolic Nuncio in 2022, the dissolution of the Jesuit order, and the seizure of its assets, the confiscation of the major seminary of Matagalpa to halt priestly formation, and most recently, the confiscation of the Poor Clare sisters' property. In January 2024, 19 members of the Catholic Church of Nicaragua were sent to Rome, among them Monsignor Rolando Álvarez. And now, for the first time since being released, Monsignor Álvarez sits down for a one-on-one interview with EWTN News.
Monsignor Rolando Álvarez, you arrived in Rome a year ago. What has your life been like here? What tasks has Pope Francis entrusted to you?
Bueno, estoy muy contento en Roma porque siempre...
I am very happy in Rome because whenever I was detained, I always thought that at the time of liberation, after Nicaragua, the best city in which I could live is in the eternal one.
Es la eterna, precisamente porque estoy cerca de Pedro, y eso renueva.
Precisely because I'm close to Peter, and that renews my faith in such a way that I've had a year of recovery, certainly of my overall health, but in which I have come and am getting the inner peace that I needed so much.
La paz interior que tanto necesitaba. Yo no me siento exiliado, sino...
I do not feel exiled, but liberated, and in the diaspora, faith always grows and hope is strengthened.
On the day you came to Rome, how did you feel? What was that day like for you?
Bueno, primero déjame decirte que cuando salí...
Well, first, let me tell you that when I got out of prison and they were taking me to the airport, in the steps, the Secretary to the State of the Holy See, on behalf of the Holy Father, made to the government, of course I felt a deep joy. But above all, it was an experience of faith, because at that moment I recited the creed, which is why I suffered that experience, for my faith.
Esa experiencia por mi fe.
Did you think that this day of liberation would come?
I always thought and believed in my freedom. I always believed in my liberation. When I don't know, I didn't know, but I always hoped to be free. And I insist that what sustained me was prayer. To be able to be giving this interview in this beautiful Pontifical Commission of Latin America can only be explained as a supernatural action of God. There is no human explanation for me to be with you at this moment.
You talked about your state of health on the day you left during the year you were incarcerated. How was your state of health before, and how is it now?
I can say it in a language of quantification, -0. -0 in all of my psychological, psychiatric, emotional, affective, sentimental, moral, spiritual, physical, somatic capacities, -0. Now, 1 year later, I can say that I'm at 90% recovered.
And lastly, Monsignor, is there any message of thanksgiving you would like to share?
To tell them that I love them. I love my people very much. I love my people and tell them that I am a bishop for the Universal Church, and that is, I was ordained bishop for Matagalpa. I am the visible head of Matagalpa and apostolic administrator of Esteli, and I will continue to be so until God wills it, and I want to send them from here my blessing of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit to all the people of Nicaragua and of Latin America.
Monsignor Rolando Álvarez, thank you very much.
Gracias a ti.
Thank you.
We'll return after a short break as we join the Nordic pilgrimage on their trip to Rome.